Let's go back though to 20 years ago. After the 9/11 attacks, there was a decision that was made to launch a global war on terror, and this was the strategy. So, with the benefit of 20 years of hindsight, how do we think about this now as a strategic decision? And maybe I'll start with Sean on that, and then come to Nancy.
I think, and I'm sure there will be many disagreements with this assessment. Declaring a war on terrorism is like declaring a war on the Mitsubishi Zero. It's a stratagem. It's a type of, it's a tactical type of warfare. To suggest that we can, it's like declaring war on poverty almost. It seems more of a metaphor than an actual war. And it's fine to have metaphors as long as we don't mistake them for strategy. I think what the 2002 national security strategy kind of laid out a proto-grand strategy, the first we probably had since the Cold War and the last we probably had. But I think it was overreach. It didn't, half of what winning is knowing, what it looks like. And we didn't really know what that would look like at the end. And I think that's kind of why we struggled, if we're candid.
Thank you. Nancy, take a swing at that. Global war on terror.
Sure. Well, I think first off, the decisions that were made in September 2001 were ones that were broadly unifying. I don't think there was actually that much division at the strategic level about the next steps that needed to happen in September, October, November, December of 2001. And I don't think that 20 years later, there are that many sensible voices that would truly try to challenge autumn 2001 strategic national security decision-making. I think that has stayed pretty consistent. I think where there's divergence of thought, divergence of analysis is what comes later. Decisions that were made maybe in 2003 or 2005, where maybe there was less unity of strategic thought. Where we are today, to jump to the present, though, I would offer is that we are not being realistic about what is to come. I don't think we're necessarily preparing ourselves and steeling ourselves for what it's going to take. And I think we're undermining ourselves by not recognizing the incredible lift that has been undertaken by those who have been at the forefront of the fight over the last 20 years. It is incredibly unhelpful to discuss these fights as wasted efforts.